Hi, I'm Eric Baker.
And I'm Dan Reeves, and we're here to tell you about our new project called Boken Adventure. Boken Adventure is a concept to explore the hunting traditions not only here in North America, but also in Japan.
Boken Adventure, you ask, what does Boken mean? Boken is the Japanese word for adventure. So if you look at our logo, it says Boken Adventure, and then it has kanji. So it actually says adventure 3 times.
This is a first of its kind approach to outdoor programming. We've been given exclusive access to take you places and to show you things very few people have had the opportunity to see.
We're going to be looking at Japanese hunting styles, their type of dogs they use, types of vehicles they use, totally different than what you think of as a hunting vehicle. Totally different scenery than what you're used to seeing. We're not going to be sitting up in trees and tree stands. It's going to be a whole new adventure.
The thing about the Japanese sportsman is his passion is the same as yours. What gets you out of bed 2 hours before the sun comes up is the same thing that drives these guys over there. They're just as passionate about their sport, just as passionate about the methods that they use, just as passionate about what drives you as a conservationist. We started this out and outdoor adventure was going to be the central theme of the show, but it's so much more than that. It gets down into the culture and the history. And then when you get to explore the history and the food is amazing. And you can experience through somebody who spent time living over there in Japan and becoming accepted into their community. And then you also get to experience it through my eyes. Coming out of North America, I'd never traveled outside of the United States, Mexico, and Canada, and Alaska. I guess that's part of the United States still.
And he did really good. He got used, he learned to drive on the wrong side of the car, on the wrong side of the road very quickly, had no problem with that.
I've managed to find the gears, so that's good.
Dan experienced a lot of the things I'd experienced years ago for the very first time, and that was a lot of fun. It helps to have good friends and good connections on the other end. It's not like we hit the ground and it's totally strange land and without knowing anybody. We have people that I've been friends with for getting close to 30 years now, which is a scary number, that we've hunted with extensively when I lived in Japan, and then they've hunted with us here in the States. They're very accommodating to this idea of what we're trying to do, and hopefully we'll be introducing more of them to the viewing public. In addition to all our Japanese friends, we have a pretty interesting cast of characters from this side of the pond. Most of them who had been living over there or stationed over there with the Marines. Bill Fry, Mike Jingles, who's retired Marine, still lives over there. Doug Brockhand, our resident rocket scientist, just retired from NASA. He actually speaks quite fluent Japanese.
Well, one of the things that happened when we started releasing some of the footage on social media, we started meeting all kinds of sportsmen over in Japan. One of the characters that we met
Makoto Nayuki. The thing that makes him stand out among other Japanese bird hunters is his bird dog is a long-haired miniature dachshund named Pan. Pan is the word for bread in Japanese.
If you do squint your eyes just right, he does look like a loaf of bread with legs. If you're intrigued to watch a miniature dachshund run around with his master hunting in the shadows of Mount Fuji, there is a link to a little YouTube video right here-ish. Maybe here, it might be a little more over here.
I think it might be like right here.
It could be here.
The fact of the matter is, firearms-related sports in Japan are highly regulated. I'm talking classroom training, examinations, practical examinations. You have to actually go out and demonstrate you know how to shoot and can safely handle a gun. So it's a little more stringent than the requirements here in America. But it's very doable. Surprisingly, there's about 100,000 plus active hunters in Japan, and apparently most of them are on Facebook, which came as a huge surprise to me. The story of these hunters has to be brought to the public so it can be preserved. Hunters are diminishing in number.
The fastest growing demographic of hunters in Japan is young women, and that is pretty interesting as well. Here in Colorado Parks and Wildlife tells me it's the young women and the foodies, people that are interested in it for the protein, the natural protein, are one of the growing demographics in the hunting community, and we're seeing that the same thing is true in Japan as well.
So that's it for now, and if you're interested, please stay tuned, and always remember,
Boken means adventure!